Jamaica, me nah sell out. Them try clip we wings, somehow we can't fly out. But when we there yard, nothing nice like Jamaica. Roast breadfruit and banana. Under the tree with a glass of lemonade. Jumping at the river when me ready for bed. No boy can't buy me out. Me no foreign minded, no way compared to Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna feel Jamaica love. Everybody wanna visit Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna see Jamaica love. The one that represent the citizens of Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica.
Represent where you born, tune up hurricane and storm. From the crime rate drop, me no matter about tax man, still a hustle hard and a gone. Jamaican have the link to the link, they connect Canadian, American, England. Make sure say when they are foreign and a hustle, mama visit Western Union. Don't make we build up with foundation. All yard man, them fear of ambition. Don't flash out all the money back, SSP, NEC, guns and ammunition. Real Jamaican, don't show me you want. No matter which part of the world where you stand. Me no matter what them want say about Jamaica, me sing it out loud, cause me proud to be one.
Jamaica love, we wanna feel Jamaica love. Everybody wanna visit Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna see Jamaica love. The one that represent the citizens of Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica.
Pick up the youth we are white car glass. Youth we are trying always to come last. Don't give up, don't give up. Jimmy Cliff tell him many rivers to cross. Help out your sister if she get lost. Don't turn your face to the grass and pass. Show love to the elders, respect you, cause them pave the way in the past. Some man go on like say them better than people. Through them a drive a one vehicle. Vanity make them move evil. It's easier for a camel pass through the eye of the eagle than the rich figure sit down in a heaven and bitch. That now penny on me ever hungry again. Me a walk and look back every aki tree me a search.
Jamaica love, we wanna feel Jamaica love. Everybody wanna visit Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna see Jamaica love. The one that represent the citizens of Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Me love Jamaica, me nah sell out. Them try clip we wings, somehow we can't fly out. Me day in a me yard, nothing nice like Jamaica. Selfish and banana. Under the tree with a glass of lemonade. Jumping at the river when me ready for bed. No boy can't buy me out. Me no foreign minded, no way compared to Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna feel Jamaica love. Everybody wanna visit Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna see Jamaica love.
Yes, happy birthday to my beloved country. Happy birthday, Jamaica, celebrating 63 years of independence. Yes, we have come a far way. Yeah, man, Jamaica for real. That's a, sorry, with I watch Grand Gala prep and go through. You know, these are things I miss, bro. You know, but happy birthday to my Jamaica peeps. 63 years and still going and developing and still getting better and better. I've been through many storms, many heartaches. I've lost many friends and families over the years through good and bad differences. But give thanks, Jamaica is 63. Yeah, man. But what am I think we are 56 or 55. Not far behind. But it's all good. But happy birthday, my country. Happy birthday. You know, you can't see me no colors today. Yeah, the brand new Adidas thing. Yeah, man, Jamaica jersey. Yeah, man, celebration. I wish, I don't know, maybe I miss, maybe there's something here where I'm living in New York, maybe we can have a Jamaica Day celebration. I don't know. I'll talk to the expert if that can possible. Just have some celebration to recognize Jamaica independence from colonization, the English people, them, and who captured our foreparents in slavery camps to the Caribbean, came to the UK, wherever they were. Gave us our independence in 1962. Yeah, 1962 we got our independence from colonized from England, and we kept growing, building, and still more to do. But they are planning the invasion of the 2030. But listen, let me not take up too much of the chattering and love of celebrating Jamaica 63rd. I'm going to have my friend part two. I remember I talking about part two with Errol Walters, who is the director of a new track club in Jamaica. He has just recently signed, and we were talking about it a couple weeks back about how Jamaica should treat athletes. But I'm going to pinch him brain and ask him what is his feeling about Jamaica independence too. So let me add my brother from Northern Mother, Mr. Errol Walters. Good night, my brother. How are you?
Good night, Sean. Good night. I'm very well. Happy independence. Happy independence.
So you're not Jamaican too?
I am so Sean. I'm out of many one people.
Yes,
so
sir.
I was born in England.
Yes.
Grew up in Jamaica.
Yes.
And now I'm an American citizen.
So you're we call it now a naturalization Jamaican, eh?
Yeah, but listen. My true heritage is Jamaican. You know, everything I am, who I am, is because of my Jamaican heritage. So I proudly stand as a Jamaican, and you know, if I was forced to make a choice, not from a financial point of view, because if somebody said to me, right, so there's this argument going around, Donald Trump saying that he's not going to allow multi-citizenship, you know,
right
now. So one would be foolish to say, listen, I'm gonna give up my U.S. citizenship and remain Jamaican, because that is not financially viable, you know.
No.
So
no,
you know,
it's not financially viable and doesn't make no sense either.
Makes no sense, no sense. But in my heart, I will always be Jamaican. I will always stand up for Jamaica. If Jamaica plays against the USA, I'm cheering on Jamaica. But from a financial point of view, there's absolutely no reason why I would surrender my U.S. citizenship and take on Jamaican. Probably when I get to 70, 75, and I've decided to retire, then yeah. But right now,
well, to be honest with you, the dual citizenship is a norm nowadays, and that's given. So there's no issue there no more. Once it was a problem, before I came a naturalization citizen, I was Jamaican. Came here on a green card. Fly from here to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right, and then I did my thing in the manager, but no, I have my Jamaica passport and I'm a US passport. Dual citizenship is fine. Because, you know, things change with Donald Trump and many other things. Things can happen.
Absolutely.
So I keep my first birth of country passport and my naturalization passport together. So you'll be intrigued. Yeah, UK, American, and Jamaica. Boy, I tell you, boy, you're lucky.
I'm telling you.
They one kick you, you can't go to the next. They go kick you. So you're lucky.
The best of three worlds.
Best of three worlds, my brother. God bless you and keep First lady, how she's doing?
She's very well. Yeah. Sadly, she's going to work tonight, so I'm on my own. But yeah. But shortly we'll be heading off on holiday to the sunshine. So yeah.
Good. So let's go back to where we left off on terms of, because we talk about track and field, and I know it's World Championship in August, correct?
In September,
right? Correct. Thank you for the correction. So we talk about the Jamaica chance. We talk about the whole thing about persons who are switching allegiance to other country because of financial business. Oh yeah, big up yourself, Stephen. Big up yourself, my boss. Respect, big up. Yeah, so
is that Steve Mullins?
Yes, sir, Steve Mullins.
Tell Steve I'll be seeing him next week. I'm heading down to his neck of the wood next week.
Yeah, that's Stephen. Mr. Era Walter will be there, the Euro side of the world next week. I wish I could join you down there, guys. I wish I could. But yeah, you enjoy, you be safe, okay? But I'm thinking that now the World Championship coming in September, and you has now a club I've seen that you have signed some at least recently, correct?
That is correct, yes.
And these are at least that have qualified for the World Championship, I assume.
Yeah, so I have one athlete that's qualified, and one is trying to get the time like Christopher Taylor to get to Tokyo. So we're looking at some meets. So we have the big meet, which is NACAC, which is next week in the Bahamas.
Right.
And most athletes are heading to the Bahamas to see if they can get the time. A lot of athletes are currently in Europe doing the Diamond League and like the World Challenger, the bronze and the silver meets, really trying to get the time. So yeah, it's just the way the system works.
Blessings, Courtney. Blessings, my brother. Thanks for joining us per usual. So, as we were talking about Jamaica's situation with athletes, you were saying that system of funding, special funding, and all that. But on the recap side of things, what differently apart from system of funding that the government of Jamaica, apart from having them as ambassadors or giving them some incentive, what else really can make an athlete happy? Because you as a manager now, you should know the intricacies of what makes an athlete happy. Apart from financial resources, what other stability should athletes be having to?
Yeah, so the thing, happiness is a very broad term, So every individual is unique in terms of what they aspire towards and what makes them tick in life and what makes them happy. So I manage 5-6 athletes right now, and each of them come with different things that they desire, some financial, some really just looking for a mentor. Some love the sport so much and the challenge. So the thing for me with athletics is understanding. So I talk to athletes and I say to them, what is it you really want? Because if you think that everyone's going to end up like a Bolt or a Shelley or Elaine, forget it. So you have to understand, you have to be passionate. But these days, it's not really just about being fast on the track. It's about your branding, and a lot of branding, yeah. And a lot of our athletes in Jamaica don't understand branding, So when you look at Noah Lal is a brand. Now, what we saw at the US trials on the weekend with that shoving with Kung Fu Kenny,
right?
That just pushed Noah up the Richter scale, because now everybody wants to see that reach match. So they were supposed to be running in Lausanne next week because he was supposed to be lining up with Kishane, Oblique, and Kenny. And Kenny has pulled out because the world is watching. He's thrown down the challenge thing that at no way will, when they line up again, will Noah ever beat him.
Right.
But Noah is coming into his own right now. But what I'm saying, Sean, is the branding. The guy, listen, Noah said something earlier this year, last year, when Michael Johnson invited him to join Grand Slam, he said, "What is it going to do for me?" And Michael Johnson said, no, it will raise your profile. He said, "Nah, I will raise the profile of Grand Slam, and in return, this is the money I would need." And Michael Johnson said, "We can't meet you there." Now, Grand Slam are in a problem.
Right, financial issues, yes.
Yeah, because I got an email last week, Friday, saying, "Sir, dear agent, we apologize. We were supposed to make a payment to you on the 31st of July, and we are behind. And we are doing everything in our powers to make up, and hopefully we can make you that payment in as quickly as possible." But a lot of athletes are demanding their money. We're talking big money. When you look at somebody like Sidney McLaughlin or Kenny, for example, that won 3 races, and therefore they are entitled to $300,000. They've earned $300,000 on top of their appearance fees, plus whatever bonuses that they've negotiated. So that is a lot of money, and nobody's gotten any money yet.
So I want to go on that. I want to talk on that issue about the Grand Slam meet, but I want to talk to you. I want to go a little deeper in terms of branding and what it really entails for the athletes to brand themselves. Is it through performances, through what they say out of their mouth, how they talk, their lifestyle? What really goes into brand? Because you speak of it so boldly and you emphasize that athletes have to be brand. Can you give us like a breakdown what more you should be branded?
Yeah, Sean, it's a combination of everything. It's about how well you compete, how you carry yourself in public, the things that you say, the way, the things that you get involved in. So, I have a young athlete that I was talking to yesterday, and we were and I said to him, "Listen, I'm taking over your social media account, because I employ a team now that we literally take control of their social media account. We decide, so he can have a private social media account, and that is for him to do what he wants. But his public persona, we control that. We decide what gets posted. We curate his image. So, young guy, he's 21, and I'm planning to do a photo shoot with this young man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get him on the beach somewhere, get his shirt off, get some photographer, rub him down with some oil, and get the girls going crazy, because that's the world we live in. You know what I'm saying? When you look at all those boy bands and all these models, it's these young teenagers that are buying these albums, calendars, photos, magazines, so we have to cash in on that. It's making appearances at events, but at the same time, balancing it up would make sure that you are training hard, because the shoe sponsors want to know that you are able to get people to buy their brand.
So you have said a mouthful there a while ago, Errol, and I did my best to keep up with you, but it seems like the branding goes across a spectrum of variables of things, and those variables have to be coming together to make sure the brand becomes a success. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, Sean. Absolutely, Sean. When you look at the world influencers, when you look at ISO Speed,
right,
Kai Senna, Drewski, and these young guys that nobody has heard of, they have no skill sets other than they're classified as streamers, and they are reaching millions of viewers per day, and they are paid millions to make appearances. They were invited to red carpet events, you name it, they're invited, because they bring there are millions of viewers to those events, which the brand wants eyeballs so they can sell their products and in return pay these influencers. So when we talk about branding, what we're really talking about is how you influence the market to take a product that the competitors have out there.
So basically, it's not a, it's not about success on the field. It's a combination of things, how you appearance, lifestyle, what you bring, where you go, who you talk to, how you position yourself to influence the market. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely. So when we look at Jamaica, right? So right now, we probably have the fastest man and the fastest woman. When we look at Kishane Thompson, right?
Mhm.
Undoubtedly, he's there with Noah Love.
Right,
When we look on the female side, we're looking at the Clayton twins, right?
right.
But sadly, and they will probably hate me for saying this, but they do not practice social exposure with their athletes. They don't speak. You shove a microphone in their face and they're barely, mumbling something. Outside of that, they only do real interviews in Jamaica on the international stage. They don't have any products other than Nike or whoever their shoe sponsor is, and some local products. You know how long it took Shelly Ann Fraser to get a watch deal?
Mhm.
When you look at other athletes that don't have, when you look at Kabunji.
Right.
Kabunji is a Swiss athlete that
Mhm.
has never won a major medal on the outdoor season, and
Mhm.
she's earning more than Shelly Ann Fraser. And people say, that's because she lives in Switzerland, and Switzerland is one of the richest countries in the world. True, but at the same time, she's a brand, you know,
Correct.
and that's why she gets endorsement deals from BMW, from Rolex, you name it, they come after her. Now, why is Shelly Ann Fraser, Elaine, Sharika
Right.
not in the same grouping, getting the same types of endorsement? I mean, because they're Jamaicans. No, that's not true.
Not true. Incorrect.
Incorrect.
Okay. So I think what Mother is saying, you got to branding a life, branding a lifestyle. It's tough to already brand yourself if you are known. So you have to spend time and create a buzz about yourself and your name.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. You got to, so when we look at the success, listen, a success of an athlete, you know, now look at Bolt, for example, he's now putting himself out there. Bolt has always been out there, but he's now recognizing that he's got to do more work in terms of more appearances, in terms of promoting the brands that are paying him, in terms of, showcasing those brands on his social media accounts and talking the brands up and being involved in the campaigns, because this is where you're making the money. You see, people need to understand it. Whenever I go to a sporting company and I say, I want you to sponsor one of my athletes, they're like, they're not really going to sell anything. They're quick athletes, but that nobody's gonna, who's gonna buy a shirt or a boot because of this particular athlete? Because remember, these companies are a business. They're
Right.
in the business of selling merchandise.
So just to do a follow-up question with you. So an athlete, when you make a presentation to a company to sponsorship, do they ask for like some criteria or a checklist that they must meet for them to give them a sponsorship deal? Is that the situation?
So the minimum criteria is that you have to represent the brand. So you have to make a certain amount of postings on your social media account, right? But what they look at, Sean, is when they're making you the offer, they look at how many followers you have.
Wow. Follow us.
Yeah. So if you got 10,000, 20,000, then they say, okay, that's worth X. But if you come along with 1 million, 2 million followers, 20 million, 30 million followers, then you're in a different league.
Different, yeah, different category ball game.
Absolutely. Now you're talking serious money because now they know that you literally just have to put on a shirt and say, "Listen, buy this shirt," and the shirt is sold out in minutes, seconds.
Wow. So you're saying then athletes should able to have their social media, have their followers as one way to get them branded up, correct?
You gotta build that following. You have to. Yeah. Love him or hate him, Vibes Cartel is the master at social media.
Mm-hmm. But
You know, you know.
but you see, just not to, yeah. What I'm looking at, and it's just that some people are afraid to be into it, they be invaded in their space. So that's why maybe they want to post it on social media.
Yeah, and that is a choice that we are all allowed to make. But at the same time, you can't complain if you're not getting the same money as
Right.
another athlete because you don't want to put yourself out there.
Mm-hmm. So therefore, for an athlete, although they have the track, they are running on the track, they have to do a self-marketing, putting a strategy through social media, other ways, and improving their image out there. That's correct.
Yeah, you have to engage the right people that can get you the eyeballs on you, so that your sponsors immediately are seeing the numbers and saying, "Yeah, we will pay for that." Because remember, the thing is, a shoe company will say, "Yes, I want the fastest athlete," right?
Right.
Now, so you look at Elaine, for example, right?
Mhm.
Elaine is a double Olympic um, gold
On the,
medalist, right?
right.
Now, but Elaine will struggle to get another big deal.
Because she's not branded, she's not a
She's
good
not a
brand.
brand. She's not a brand,
And even that with her injuries too, that makes her become a
and it's
liability in that aspect.
compounded by the fact that she has an injury now, so she's been out of competition.
But if she so even if she had an injury and was still branding, she would still be earning while she recovered.
Exactly. Even if she was injured, but she was still on social media active and engaging with her fan base, she'll be still earning a lot of money
While she's recovering, correct?
while she's recovering. Absolutely.
Wow. So is it that, or at least as you said earlier in the statement, are not have enough literacy in terms of branding? That's what you're saying.
You're absolutely correct, Sean, that we have to educate our young people, our athletes, on branding, on social media, on all aspects of owning their brand and promoting it in order for it to be commercial, that they can make money and monetize it.
Um, yes, I'm going to refer to myself, if you don't mind.
Please.
I have been doing my perspective from when pandemic, and now this is what 2025, and I have been quite frankly scared to brand myself, and you can correct me because there is this scared factor when a lot of people comes in your space, and so no, you become a target, you become a bullseye, and they become a focus point, speaking point, not on Facebook, but around the world or wherever your program. My thing is that, and currently, I feel that it's a harm to me and my family. A harm to me, yeah, especially to my family, because once again, you're talking about because I'm a family, our family, and I'm thinking on that ground. Is it that you think I'm overreacting to it, or I'm just being scared and dumb and just saying, yo, do what you have to do? 'Cause I could making money from the my show regularly, by perspective.
Absolutely, Sean. So here's the thing. So you're not alone, right? So
Hmm.
I myself, all my social media accounts are private. So
Mhm.
if you want to engage me, you have to send me a friend request, right?
Right.
And that is deliberate because there's certain parts of me I want to keep private, right?
Right.
And the world out there in social media on the internet can be very nasty, right?
Correct.
However, that said, what I've done is I've worked with individuals and I control their branding because they're a public face, right? I'm not a public face, right? And I don't choose to be a public face, right?
Right.
Now, you're a public face
Right.
because you have having this platform, this show for a while.
Right.
So you need to be monetizing this platform that you have.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Now, and here's the thing, Sean. Let me tell you something. You know, right now we just have to develop a thick skin. All right. So you have to understand that when you put yourself out there,
Right.
you're setting yourself up for criticism, right?
Right. Correct.
But at the same time, listen. Every time somebody criticizes you and it starts a discussion, then what you're doing is you're feeding into the orbit of popularity. All right.
Orbit of popularity. I like that word. Orbit of popularity. Wow. Why you say that, Errol?
Because here's the thing, Sean, that you know, if somebody comes along and says, look at that idiot in that Jamaica shirt wearing that that hat. Now you're gonna think, oh, well, you're out of order. Why are you saying that? But somebody's gonna come along and say, why are you saying that? And don't disrespect our colors. And before you know it, it drags 30, 40 people on your page debating about that statement, right?
Right.
And so next week, 100 people are gonna come on because they want to see what Sean's wearing and
Right.
who's attacking Sean. You know, and that is the nature of publicity.
And yeah, and that's I think, and let me add to that is that people saying that to be all to expand your growth, you have to be controversial, and that's really like
Sometimes it's controversial, sometimes it's positive, but you know, you just have to be prepared for anything. But the first thing, you have to be thick-skinned.
I'm very thick-skinned. That's
Yeah.
the problem. But
And-
I'm not thinking about my extended, my family. You know what I mean? Maybe overreacting. Maybe I was thinking.
Yeah, and you are, Sean, but at the same time, listen, here's the thing, you know, being a celebrity, which you are, your family will understand that, you know, that listen, so my wife is very private, right? She
Right.
does not, but she knows I'm a public guy, right?
Right.
And there was a time I was writing so much stuff about me and my personal life, and you know, her cousins were telling her mom, and she said to her mom, "That is who he is." And when I met him, I knew that's who he was.
Right.
He was always putting it out there, and that is the person that I married, and I'm used to. And you know, and she's always understood that, and she has allowed me to have my own persona. You know,
Right.
now there's a degree to which I allow people in my space, but you know, there's a part of my branding because even in terms of as an agent, I have to put myself out there. That's the only way people know who I am. And now, since I've been doing certain platforms, I'm getting people reaching out to me, and even athletes are reaching out and say, "Can we have a conversation? Are you looking to manage?" So you have to put yourself out there if you really want to become global.
Yeah, and 100%. Maybe gotta ask you to come manage my branding for me.
Sean, that is what we do. So Sean, here's the thing. So
Yeah.
you know, the thing is, what you do is you have social media managers, so you never have to read the social media comments, right?
Right. Mhm.
Because if you try to follow that, it will send you crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have people filter it out and give you all the good stuff, and then they're going to be negative stuff, which they'll point out and say, "Oh, by the way, such and such said that." But
Right.
by and large, you just employ. You know, Shelly Ann Fraser has a social media manager. You know,
Right.
and so she calls her admin. You know, admin does all of Shelly Ann Fraser. Shelly Ann Fraser occasionally jumps on it and says, "That's me," but she doesn't really get involved in it. So all the chatter and stuff. Shelly probably has a private social media account.
Yeah, I figured they have their private.
Yeah, that she's watching
it.
everything that's going on, and
Right.
she tunes in and out when she wants to. But the public persona that we and the world sees, Shelly doesn't get involved in it.
Correct, I got you.
She
So
has
you're
set the parameters.
Yeah, there are parameters to work within a permanency and boundaries that are set. That's what you're
Exactly.
saying.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't have to be scared no more. I can go there.
No, Sean, listen, Sean, let me tell you something. You know, the days when we looked at the traditional forms of making money are long behind us. You know,
Correct.
you know, now this platform that you have right now, so for instance, I'm now on the radio station,
Mhm.
so I do the sports news every morning.
Right.
And tomorrow, one of our guests is going to be Christopher Samuda, the president of JOA,
Right.
So far, I've had 3 guests. So Christopher will be my 4th guest on
Right.
Thursday. My first guest was Tanya Lee Perkins, the brand ambassador for the JFF.
Not hearing you. Check your mute. Yes, sir. You hear me? Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. You're right now?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I mean, we touched on. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you talk with Tanya.
I started doing and it's something that I was asked to do. I thought about it, and my wife said, do it. I'm like, no. Now I'm enjoying it. But what I've done, we've gained traction because now we've interviewed the president of the Barbados Athletic Federation. Interviewed the president of Jamaica Netball Association, and now we're interviewing Christopher Samuda, president of the JOA.
Right.
So we're getting big names, and it's exactly what you're doing, and you're now expanding because I'm sure next week Mark Renaissance is want to come on and talk to you. And because what you're doing now is you're having these lively debates, and even Sir Mullings will want to come on and give his 2 cents worth.
Yeah, so them shy. But we have exhaust branding so much. I won't take you up on that offer, and I will talk you out here. But going back to the athletics in general of Jamaica, boy, we're having fun time flag after 10:09 already. With 10:10, and we don't touch some of the issues there about our athletes, how they will perform at the World Championship. And when you talk about branding, you're right, some of our athletes don't have that branding capabilities. And it's all about their persona and who they're around. And this is my impression, Errol. I think their coaches don't understand that these athletes have to brand themselves too. They're all about the coaching to make them win, be successful.
Sure. One of the things that disappoints me, and when we talk about Jamaican independence, right? And one the thing that we have to recognize about independence is that we have to do away with the colonial type of living, right?
Define that colonial type of living because it's something people might understand. Let's give it the break it down simple.
The servant master type relationship has to be done away with. It doesn't mean that we dispense with respect, but too many of the coaches in Jamaica still have this colonial type mentality where they think they actually own the athletes. And therefore, if they say you can't do this, you won't do that, and if you do that, then you're out. And the athletes are like, and I say to my athletes, so I argue with my athletes. I say, listen, your coach is not the boss. I am the boss, right? I'm the guy that makes you get paid, all right?
Right.
You pay him for him to make you run fast, okay?
Correct.
And he needs to understand his role and stop telling you the things that you need to do. So what happens is there's an understanding. So I talk to the coach and I say, listen, when can I get this athlete to make a guest appearance and to do X, Y, or Z, right?
Right.
And you're not going to tell me the interviews that he's going to do. Because here's the thing. If you don't get paid, you're not going to be happy.
Correct.
And my job is to make that athlete maximize his potential to
Just earn it so you can pay the coach.
So we have to get away from that colonial behavior that we're still exhibiting in Jamaica.
Yeah, I think it is. I think the colonial behavior is still there a lot. I can see within the people in terms of the behavior or attitude, and if you have a big stick over some people, they can't. Some people they want to dictate in their lives, and they don't allow people to express themselves, to allow people to be thinkers in terms of out of the box, and allow them to because this is what life is. Simple. In order to be a better person, you gotta make mistakes. And when you make mistakes, you gotta learn from your mistakes. You understand me? And so that is where you as the manager of the training athletes, listen, you have to think through everything, guide in the proper way, be a good mentor or mentee, whatever it is. So whenever they make a mistake, because they make mistakes, these are young people, they're still developing in mind, spirit, and body.
So let me share something with you, right? So I grew up in Jamaica, and when I was 24, I moved back to England, right? I was born there.
When 24?
24. When I was 24 years of age, I moved back to England, right? And I struggled for a while because here's the thing. Every time I went into a room and I saw you, I said, "Hi, Mr. Faulkner." And you would say, "Call me Sean."
Right.
And I would say, "Sorry, Mr. Faulkner." Now, everybody in the room is saying Sean.
Sean, right.
But I grew up calling all adults Mr. Faulkner.
Miss James, yes.
You know, and so immediately that put me in a position of weakness.
Right. But weakness because of how you show respect. Because even here, when I just the same thing happened to me, when I would go, I say, "Mr. Walter," Mr. No, they said, "No, call me Tom."
Yeah.
Tom is my name. Yeah.
And so, Sean, we're not able to argue our position, defend our rights, stand up for what we believe in, because we're coming from that subservient situation. And that is what Jamaica continuously promotes. And the coaches do the same thing. So when you hear the athlete talking to the coach, you're like, "Mr. Francis," and I'm like, "Stop that. Now, it's Stephen." You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean a disrespect. It means that athlete is so confident that they go out into the world and they're going to face their competitors. And when a news reporter or something shoves a microphone in your face, you're going to say, "Don't do that."
I was the Miss Thomas.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it's confidence and it doesn't mean disrespect. And that's where we need to understand that right. There comes a point in time, and it's not over familiar. A child is a child. You know what I'm saying? But when you become an adult, you're a man, I'm a man.
Right. So for me personally, and I can relate to what you're saying, is that after a while now, I am not good at names, to be honest. And people are very touchy about their names. And in order to keep that respectability, if I don't know your name, I'm going to say, "Yes, sir. Yes, madam." Because once again, I'm not good. But I'm saying in the record, listen, I'm Sean, right? But I will respect you by saying "yes, sir" or "yes, madam." Because once again, when you mess up, I mess up people's names a lot, and so they get very, touchy about it. So I find a way to balance that in terms of just, if I get the first name right, I'm going to say, "Errol, yes, good, thank you." You understand? Because once again, it is just how we were brought up in the colonial.
Correct, Sean. And Sean, listen, let me tell you something. There's a method to the madness in terms of why they did it. It was a hold down culture, and it is still a hold down culture. Of course it is, and it's still a hold down culture to this day. Yes. And we can't say we're independent if we don't recognize that part of being independent, is being able to recognize that I'm a man just as you are, and it has nothing to do with
And
class.
we are
and
all
status.
equal.
We are all
All
equal.
equal under God's eye. Man, woman, and child.
Precisely. Absolutely. And the athletes will not feel empowered until we can say to them, listen, he's your coach. He's telling you how to run, teaching you how to run fast. He's not your father, he's not your mother. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Therefore, he cannot be bullying you into telling you that you're not allowed to do this, especially if it's something that is enhancing your value, your marketability, bringing you money in. And a lot of these times, and that is why Shelly has had to move on, because she's found herself constrained in a lot of these relationships.
And constrainment is not good, because once again, it put that form of, I would say, sadness or depression on the people's minds. You understand me?
And listen, you're in a room and you're seeing youngsters from other countries talking to Sebastian Coe and saying, Sebastian, and you're Mr. Coe, and he's like, yeah, come on, and we're because they're from the third world. We're not from no third world. You know what I'm saying? Stop that. You know what I'm saying? We independence is what it is, right?
Right.
It's the right to determination, and it allows you to act just as everyone else is acting, as long as it's respectful.
And that's what the bottom of respectable. We must treat each other with respect.
With respect, Sean. And so we have to go back to basics with our athletes, because we have some of the best athletes in the world. But what they're lacking is confidence in how they deport themselves.
Well, I agree. I think genetical, that's where our strength is. Or at least just love to run, love to perform. We're athletic. We develop well in terms of muscle mass and proportion to muscles and all that. And we are conditioned well by the time we reach a certain age, You understand me? So we need to find that balance from.
Correct.
I think we need to find a balance from age 6, from first grade up to high school.
It's confidence. It's confidence. It's confidence, Sean. And once you if you're fast on the track and you're confident in yourself, then that makes you powerful. Noah Lyles will defeat every athlete the moment he goes to the starting block, because he's absolutely confident. And so Shane is learning and trying to master the art of playing the mind game. But I'm telling you,
Shane, right? I see his comments. I see he's playing the mind game. He's doing what, and that's part of it. That's part of being an athlete.
However, what you find is that eventually the press are going to get to him, and then that it will affect him down the road. The press will never get to Noah, because Noah controls every interview that he does.
We call it a narrative. We call it a narrative.
Correct.
Yeah, we call it the narrative. They have to be controlling the narrative. And if Noah's good at the narrative, like Usain Bolt good at the narrative, and Noah Lyles, all the athletes who are good branded, they control the narrative. And that's where it is. Because once again, if Shane, as I said, doesn't be careful, the press can get to him, he start to feed into whatever they're saying every minute, and then his performance will drop.
Precisely. So and what there's no question about his ability. This guy is the fastest guy right now on paper, and he's shown it that but we have to have people around that can talk to these young people and say, listen, talk to me, express yourself, be confident, go out there, be bold, and say, I say to my athletes, make a bold statement. I'm the best athlete in the world, and everybody now wants you to lose, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't. The fact that 1 million people are now watching you to see you lose, that's 1 million eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. And that build up your social media and your branding.
Precisely.
Hey, I think you have to be a consultant in branding, Yeah, you gotta open Herald branding consultant.
But here's the thing. So
Yes.
the coach will say, "Oh, don't say that, because you're setting yourself up a target." I'm like, "You're a target anyway. You're in a race competing. You're naturally a target.
Right.
Everybody wants to beat you.
Correct.
So how do you get value from that? By being bold, by making outrageous statements that
Correct.
people are saying, listen to that idiot." But guess what? Now everybody's now hearing you. If
Right.
you get on a platform and say, "Listen, I'm the fastest guy in the world,"
Right.
and everyone's like, "Well, and before you know it, it becomes the trending topic.
But I think one thing with that going being bold, me, it has to go hand in hand with your performance.
Ability. Yeah, you have to. But Sean, listen, if you don't deliver, then you say, "I've had a bad day."
Hey, listen, you funny, you're real master genius of controlling narratives, right?
Sean, listen,
Yes.
the thing that we have to understand about life,
Yes.
and when we look at our athletes, is there's no point in reinventing the wheel.
Correct.
You look at the famous, the greats, the good, and you see how they're doing it,
Right.
and you take bits from all the success stories, and you mold it into what works for you.
Correct.
Sadly, and sometimes I feel what happens in Jamaica is that the coaches and the agents are so fearful of the athlete exploding and becoming so big that they think they're gonna lose them.
But they can't be afraid because once again, and then that's where I come back to the contract they sign with these athletes. Because the reality situation, athlete has to move on to grow.
Correct.
Athlete has to move on to grow. And even with my son right now, he's 13. He loves soccer. He's doing well, and I say he's exceptional. I don't know if he's going to be a Maradona or a Diego or whatever, but I'm moving from where he's from first grade to different coaching ranks to develop his skills, and I help him along the way to develop his skills. I know he's a good, solid player. He's 13, so I'm looking for different. He's not playing at a higher level.
Correct.
You understand? Because you and I know development takes time, stages, process, progression. You understand me? You understand me? So we have to make sure that these athletes continue to grow. So if they come to you, Errol, and say, "Boy, I want to go to the next age and we'll get more exposure," go. But
Sean, listen. Remember,
but there must be some fallback. So when an athlete move back, some residue money come back to that.
Correct. Absolutely. And that's why contracts should be in place.
Correct.
But Sean, do you remember 60 years ago when our grandparents went to school? They had one teacher for their entire life.
Yes. From
elementary school throughout their whole for the whole entire they went to school. Now you were restricted to the knowledge of that teacher and that teacher solely, right? When you and I went to high school, we changed the teacher every year, every form, right?
Right, correct. Form
and
teacher.
So you were exposed to a different teacher, a different way of thinking, a different type of knowledge, and also an advanced set of knowledge.
Correct.
And that is what empowered you and made you the stronger individual you are.
Correct.
So if we look at sports, it's the same thing. You can't have the same coach, and if you're not the best in the world, then you got to move on.
Cause you got to find your we call it that pyramid. You got to find that peak.
Precisely, and that's why athletes are not afraid, and the American athletes are not afraid to move on. If they're not progressing, they're moving. Jamaican athletes will stick there because they say, "Oh, you're loyal," and the coach said, "Oh, I brought you from high school and here, and now you're leaving me," but you're not progressing.
And that's where the measurement of a coach success is where how you build that athlete. And that's where, even for my son, every time he goes to a new soccer coach, I measure if he's improving his game.
Correct.
And if he's not improving his game, I would talk to that coach.
Correct.
Yes, because I can give an instance when he went to a team, they put him on the reverse team, the C team, and the coach was awful. I had to make a noise. I said, put him up. And for once he moved it, I saw progression. That is how athletes should be doing. They're doing from the
Sean,
primary
what-
to straight up to.
Yeah, when I signed my first athlete,
Hmm?
and when the coach told me, yeah, he'll be running this time, and when we got to the period, and I said, what's that? He said, oh, it's going to take some time. I said, that's not what you told me. So I said, listen, you have 1 month to get into that time. If not, then I'm moving him.
Correct.
We have a deal. I paying you to get to that level. He's not there yet. So, I said, listen, you either give me my money back or we move.
Correct.
And immediately the athlete buckled down. The coach got his act together, and my athlete was getting the times that we agreed.
So we have to. So coaches in general, from whatever age group, have to be held accountable. That's
Correct.
what, man.
That is the crux of the matter, Sean. We have to hold everybody accountable. I am an agent. If I'm not making you money, I'm not getting you races. You should fire me.
Simple. Move
Simple.
on.
Fire me. Say, Errol, it's not working. Thank you for your time and everything, but I've got to go with an agency. And that is why you have Clutch Sports, Rock Nation, are the biggest agencies in the world, because they deliver for their clients.
Correct. Correct. And they know how to get into the markets to create the branding for the athletes and get the
Correct.
athletes well paid.
Absolutely, Sean. Yeah.
Wow.
It's as simple as that, Sean. Listen, we're in this game, and we started off the athletes moving on, changing allegiance for money. People need money to survive,
Yeah.
and so we have to look at Jamaica, and we have to look at how we're, compensating these athletes, paying for their services. They are benefiting, and it's a holistic thing. Their coach, their agents, all of those things. You know what I'm saying? That we're saying, because that coach brought him from high school, he's got to stick with him. Because this agent is his brethren, he's got to stick with him. Nah.
It's what's best for the athlete and what's going to improve the athlete to take it to another level.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
So finally, because boy, every time I talk to you, boy, it's funny. It's about 1 minute, but I have 5 minutes more of the time to wrap up this conversation, because I know we have more to talk about. Because we were World Championship, but you've been in Tokyo. I think you've been there, right?
I'm going to Tokyo. Yes.
So maybe we can give an update down there if possible.
I will, Sean. I promise you, I will dial in from Tokyo and come on live on your show from Tokyo.
Thank you, sir. But finally, what can we really expect from this Jamaica team in Tokyo?
We have a phenomenal team. We have some young athletes coming through. They're phenomenal, and I just hope that they take the politics out of who they're picking for the team, because that's too much politics always involved. And as long as there's no politics involved, we're going to have a phenomenal team out there. You look at Brian Lavelle, he is an incredible athlete. We have our hurdlers, we have Megan Tapper coming back. We have, I know Broadbell is not going there, but Bent is looking good. We have some tremendous athletes. We know we've lost some athletes to Turkey, but Scott in the jump is doing phenomenally well. So I'm expecting a resurgence of the Jamaica team and coming home with some good medals.
What in the sprints? How we're looking for men's and women?
Listen, our relay is unbeatable. If we get it right and we get them in the training camp, Kishane, Oblique, Lavelle, and Blake, the Americans can't beat us. No American team can beat us, because between Kishane, Lavelle, and Oblique, they're in the top 4 fastest times in the world this year. No.
What about the quarter milers? What about those? What are we looking at?
We're struggling. We're struggling. We're struggling. We're struggling. We're struggling. But it happens. It happens. And we have to, understand that we have to go back to the drawing board and rebuild the quarter milers. Because we saw at the national trials, Rashid McDonald's won the national title, but he was so silly that he didn't run through the line and therefore didn't get the qualifying mark. Now he's struggling to get the qualifying mark before the 24th of August.
Which is what, the 40, is that 42, 40, what is it, 42, 44?
Yeah, 44, yeah.
So on the woman's side of things, how we're looking? Sprint and...
women, we've got the Clayton. I hope that, people, I hope they take the Clayton twins. It was unfortunate for what happened to Tina. I think they need to take the point. She needs to go to NACAC, and they've argued that it wasn't supposed. I think this is where Jay Thrace needs to step in and say, listen, she's one of our best candidates. She needs to go. Okay, yeah, we know we have athletes that earn the right to go, but they're never going to medal. They're not even going to get to the final. The Claytons have a high chance of getting to the finals and medaling, and therefore Jay Thrace needs to have some balls, step in, and say, you know what, we're sending the Clayton twins because they've got to go. They've got to go, and they push each other.
Right. It seems like twins them work together hard to push them and make sure they get this results what they want. So overall, in this World Championship, we're looking to get some success on the track this year. Shelly-Ann,
we're gonna have some very good success, and I hope Shelly-Ann medals.
What about Sharika? I'm thinking about Sharika. What about Sharika?
Sharika's running next week. In Lausanne, we'll see. She's struggling form-wise, but you can never discount Sharika, and I hope that quietly she's putting in the work, and she'll come to Tokyo, and she'll be a surprise. Sharika's a phenomenal athlete. And the 200 meters is wide open. Melissa Jackson showed at the national trials that she's incredible because she beat Gabby. We can't discount Julian Alfred, but I always expect Sharika to show up, and I'm keen to see what she does next week and in Tokyo.
Last thing, Elaine, is she finished? Is there a comeback for Elaine Thompson?
Listen, as a champion, you never ever write off a champion. I won't buy into Ato Bolton and his nonsense. But Elaine is back in training. She's with Walcott. So I think she's just gonna ride out this season, get back in shape, and come back next season. She's still young. Shelly is 38, and Shelly is still carrying on. I think Elaine can come back.
Yeah, I really hope so too. But when he is nagging injured, it's really a hindrance for them to come back in on a full flight. And that I think is their toe. It's something with their
Yeah, here's the thing. Listen, Sean. Listen, we have the technology and science these days that we can fix most things. We just have to have the right people around us to take us to it and encourage us and support us. And that is what Elaine is lacking: having the right people in her corner to advise her and support her.
Because some people around us see it as an opportunity, not element.
Sadly, that is
yeah, sad. I really miss her, to be honest. I really miss Elaine.
She's amazing. In 2017, she asked me to manage her,
yeah?
and in 2017 she asked me to manage her, and I said no because I was so green. I kick myself every day.
Oh my! You missed an opportunity. Oh my!
2017, I met her in London, and she asked me to manage her, and I said nah, yeah. And I kick myself every day that I never jumped at that opportunity.
Like you were green.
I was green. I wasn't even involved in sports. I was just helping a friend out, and he introduced me to her, and he said, "it's my manager," and she said, "Ask him to manage me," and I said, "Nah, it's a lot of drama and stuff," and she went on to become the double Olympic champion. The only woman in history to do that.
Yeah, 1 and 2. Yeah, and I mean, when I see these injuries with her and all, I'm just fear that it will not bring her back to the top peak. But
it's heartbreaking.
I'll keep on praying for her and all. Big up yourself, Mark.
Renaissance is back. Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But my brother, for another man, I really thank you so much for taking the time to give me this part 2 interview. And once again, I will talk to you about branding, and I will get a conversation. We're going to set a
Absolutely.
contract
And I will definitely tune in from Tokyo. I will definitely come on the show in Tokyo. Don't care what time of night it is. I will come on live and give you an update as to what is happening in Tokyo.
Yes, sir. And I thank you so much again. Tell first little good night for me. I hope to meet her soon one day. I heard so much about her, but
Thank you, sir. And thank you for having me always. It's a lovely, lovely pleasure. So thank you so much.
yes, man. Thank you. And we talk.
We will indeed, sir. Have a good night. Thank
Have
you.
a good
And
night.
happy Independence Day.
Thank you again, my brother. Same to you too. 'Cause
Thank
you're natural Jamaican, you're natural UK, and natural US.
Natural
Oh, yeah,
everywhere.
Jamaica, stay away.
everywhere.
Thank you. A wonderful night. Peace out.
Thank
One
you.
love.
One love. One love.
Good. Yes, my beautiful family. I hope that you have enjoyed the interview with Errol Walters, Chuck Agent, and he has a club now, and he's giving his own perspective on Jamaica challenges. And we talk about branding and whatever, at least lacking in Jamaica and all that. So I hope that we will see a solid performance from all the males, the females, and males at the World Championship in September. So once again, I want to thank you all for joining me for another episode of My Perspective. I want to say thank you for joining me as per usual, and see you all next week for another episode of My Perspective. Have a wonderful night and a blessed weekend, and happy independence. Yeah, happy independence to Jamaica, my land of birth. 63 years and counting. God bless you, my land of birth. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Level vibes and blessings to you. Enjoy the rest of the week, my brother. Big up yourself, Stephen. Big up yourself, Courtney. Big up yourself, Alvin. And all of the viewers who came on and joined me and make a comment. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. So enjoy the rest of it. I'm just going to leave you with a little thing. I will Ninja Man. Yeah, Ninja Man, you know, I talk about lyrical DJ. Ninja Man have some, he's one of the best lyrical DJ I've ever seen before. So just take in this little clip what I brought together. I don't think it's there, but let me close off with Busy Signal. We will live to see a new republic, my brother. We will. I guarantee you that. We will. Because the people will speak, and the people speak loudly every time. And so we will have that republic in view short time. So have a good night. I'll leave you once again with Busy Signal.
Jamaica, me nah sell out. Them try clip we wings, somehow we can't fly out. But when we there yard, nothing nice like Jamaica. Roast breadfruit and banana. Under the tree with a glass of lemonade. Jumping at the river when me ready for bed. No boy can't buy me out. Me no foreign minded, nowhere compared to Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna feel Jamaica love. Everybody wanna visit Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna see Jamaica love. The one that represent the citizens of Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica.
Represent where you born. Tune off hurricane and star. From the time rate chop, me no matter about tax man, still a hustler than a guan. Jamaican have the link to the link, they connect Canadian, American, England. Make sure say when they are foreign and a hustle, mama visit Western Union. Don't make with build up with foundation. All the hard man them fear of ambition. Don't flash out all the money bank SSP. Anything comes and ammunition. Real Jamaican no show me you want. No matter which part of the world where you stand. Me no matter what them want say about Jamaica, me sing it out loud, come proud to be one.
Jamaica love, we wanna feel Jamaica love. Everybody wanna visit Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna see Jamaica love. The one that represent the citizens of Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica.
Pick up the youth we are white car glass. Youth we are trying always to come last. Don't give up, don't give up. Jimmy Cliff tell them many rivers to cross. Help out your sister if she get lost. Don't turn your face to the grass and pass. Show love to the elders, respect you, cause them pave the way in the past. Some man go on like say them better than people. Through them a drive a one vehicle. Vanity make them move evil. It easier for a camel pass through the eye of the eagle than the rich because sit down in a heaven and bitch. That now penny on me ever hungry again. Me a walk and look back every lucky tree me a search.
Jamaica love. We wanna feel Jamaica love. Peace. Everybody wanna visit Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Jamaica love. We wanna see Jamaica love. The one that represent the citizens of Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Me love Jamaica, me not sell out. Them try clip we wings, somehow we can't fly out. Me day in a me yard, nothing nice like Jamaica. Selfish and banana. Under the tree with a glass of lemonade. Jumping at the river when me ready for bed. No boy can't buy me out. Me no foreign minded, nowhere compared to Jamaica. Jamaica.